awesome Aries, and welcome to your weekend and weekly energy reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. If you enjoyed these readings, please do like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, all that other great stuff. I plan to put up love readings very soon, and you don't want to miss those. Also, check out your other readings on my channel, and let's get at it, shall we? All right, let's see what we got going on for us here. Whew. All right. So hopefully you're having a great week. This is the Fool. We're starting out as a Fool. I think that's just letting me know that you guys have had a week from Hades, let's just say. And I think you're coming into the weekend kind of feeling like you're flummoxed, as it were. You're feeling like, you know, you are either ready to just be happy-go-lucky as a fool, right? Okay, float through the weekend, deal with whatever happens next week because you just need that break, or you're so just clouded and beat down that you literally feel like you're just floating, right? You're like, I don't have answers to anything. I don't want to make decisions. I don't want to do anything, right? I just want to just float around like a fool because that's all I can handle right now. Okay, but I really do feel like that's kind of where you are. So I feel like for most of you, you've come out of a weekend, or week rather, that has just been really, really rough, okay? And it may have been something where there's been massive amounts of just junk put on your plate, so you've been too busy to even have time to think, let alone take personal, you know, time to breathe and do what you need to do for self-love, self-care. Or it may be that somebody has put some serious, you know, the heavy on you as far as you've been given a lot of like decision-making things you need to do, right? What are you going to decide on this? What are you going to decide on that? Somebody's giving you something that you really need to think a lot about. And so this weekend you're like, I kind of really need to like just kind of pack my baggage, just go on like a mental journey, okay? The Fool can be kind of like, I want to go on a mental journey, you know, and just kind of think about things, but not anything that's like really grounded in a reality. Just kind of, you know, think about what I need to do, but I don't really want to actually physically do anything, right? So that's very much what it could be. And I feel like this because we have the Hanged Man here, and that's letting me know that you're going to be doing some deliberate thinking, okay? The Hanged Man is not like something where you're not intentionally doing this. You are thinking intentionally. So you are putting a lot of thought into this, which is why I feel like you've been given something this week that's weighed heavy on you. And again, for some of you, this could just be that the week was so bad that it was like a last straw for some of you, okay? Relationship could have gone just downhill so bad, or you found something out that was so bad. Work was so bad and you'd been contemplating already throwing in the towel. Those kinds of things that you're just like, you know what? I really need to decide, can I even continue on this path with this job, with this other person, you know, with this, anything that I'm doing, right? Can I even handle this for my mental health, right? But for others of you, it may be something where you were given an opportunity or ultimatum or decision, you know, an opportunity for a new job, an opportunity for, you know, a relationship change. Maybe somebody is offering you a relationship. Maybe somebody's offering you to elevate their relationship. Maybe somebody's giving you an ultimatum on a relationship. These kinds of things. Maybe you've done so. You've said, hey, I want to push this relationship to another level, and you didn't get the response that you were potentially hoping for, something like that. And so you're kind of just like, I don't even know how to deal with this, right? I just kind of want to pack my bags and float off because I can't deal with this week. This week is psh. And I really need to think about it though. You know, whatever it is, I need to think about it. I don't really want to do anything about it right this second, but I have to think about it because this cannot continue, right? It cannot continue. And this is letting me know that you have to make a decision right here. You have the Two of Pentacles, you're juggling, you've got to make a decision, right? And with the Pentacles here, it's letting me know that I do feel that for a lot of you, it is a financial situation. That doesn't necessarily mean it's about your job, okay? For a lot of people, your finances are affected by your relationships. I mean, this is a very tough economy. It's made basically to support people who cohabitate. And so you may be living with somebody, and if one or the other decides they don't want to continue in a relationship, and an ultimatum's been given, so you have to find another place to live, or they have to find another place to live, or vice versa. If you're not going to continue on the way you are, then that's costly, right? Two houses cost a lot more than one house, right? Two sets of bills cost a lot more than one set of bills, right? If you decide these things, all of this can affect your finances, okay? So just because this is Pentacles does not necessarily mean that it is just job related for you. So, if you have not been given this option, dilemma, choice, ultimatum, whatever it may be, or you haven't given it out yet, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's specific to your investments or your job, but it can affect your finances. And that's something you definitely will want to weigh, okay? You will want to weigh that while you are contemplating what to do, okay? What can you put up with? But that is extremely important, because if you are at the point where you are feeling like you need to just kind of get away, you've got to remove yourself from this situation to think about it, because it's just too much. It's too heavy. If things are getting too heavy and you are really at the point where you need to put some serious, deliberate thought into it, then things need to be addressed, right? And this is one thing you may not have even thought about, especially if it's a relationship. A lot of people, that's not one of the first things they think about. They're emotion driven, right? They are heart driven. They're not necessarily thinking about the financial fallout, the financial repercussions. That's like, something that not everybody tends to think about right off the bat with an emotional situation, but it is something you need to think about and balance. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and check your challenge card here on the Hanged Man. And I have a feeling it's going to have something to do with somebody who just won't leave you alone to let you think. The Two of Swords. So this is a powerful card, right? This is a card where you can basically make any decision and it's going to be a good decision. You are like battle tired and tested, but you are blindfolded and you don't care which way you go, because you know you can do it. You know you can handle it. But that confidence can also kind of kick you in the bum a little bit too. So I do want you to be careful of this, because with this falling on the Hanged Man, this Hanged Man is something where you're wanting to put a lot of intentional thought into it, right? This card is saying, I can go in blindfolded and make a choice, and I can, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to do fine either way. But again, I think that for many of you, part of it may be that you aren't actually thinking of all the ramifications. And there are more ramifications than just, okay, I'm done, I'm throwing in the towel, because either way, I can do it. I can make it. I can do it. I can do whatever. And kudos to you for knowing that you can't make it, because there are a lot of people who are beat down, who are in narcissistic relationships or toxic relationships, and they have been trained to believe they can't make it. So they don't want to get out. They just stay and stay and stay at their own detriment. So kudos to you for thinking that, but you also don't want to jump at anything without, at the expense of really putting all of the thoughts into it, of every aspect, right? Because you don't want to jump out of something without having every plan in place. I'm not saying don't leave if you are absolutely miserable and you know that this is something that, I can't take anymore. I'm done. I'm just spent. It's doing me no good. It's destroying my mental health, my emotional health, what have you. But what I am saying is, make sure that you are thinking of all angles that it could affect, okay, including finances, even if it's an emotional decision, and putting plans in place before you do any of that. So don't just jump, make a decision to start, cutting ties and blindfoldedly jump into it, okay? Don't do that. And I think for many of Aries, I'm an Aries myself, we are emotional at loving to just say, screw it, nope, and just cutting that cord and cut bait and run. That's one of my favorite sayings, cut bait and run. I'm done. Nope, because we are really, really stubborn. We can be really stubborn. And this is not a time to be stubborn. This is a time to be balanced and try to weigh all aspects, make sure we're covering all our bases, make sure we're, locked and loaded on all grounds for safety and security to make sure that we're financially stable, home life is stable, mentally stable, emotionally stable, all of that kind of stuff before we start, pulling any, rugs out from under anybody's feet, right? Okay. So let's keep ourselves in check is all I'm saying. Okay. So let's get our psychic deck here on the Fool and see what we've got here. All right, mental conflict, and that's all I've seen out of this right here. Okay, this Fool right here is nothing but telling me mental conflict, and we've said that since jump. I feel like we have been going through, and I say we because I'm an Aries, but in general, I feel like you, whomever this relates to, resonates with, has been going through mental conflict for some time. I don't think it's just this past week. I think it's been for some time. I think this last week may have been just kind of like the pushing over of the edge, straw that broke the camel's back, whatever you want to call it, icing on the cake. But I do think this is the part where you're like, I can't do this anymore. I need a moment. I need to get away from this. I need to think about this. Something's got to give, right? And I think that's really in your best interest, right? I really feel like if you get to that point, you've let yourself get to a point where you have to do something, okay? It's critical. So I think you already know that. The question is, and here's where we will pull a moon deck card on the Hanged Man and the Two of Swords. The question is what to do and how to do it. Because again, as an Aries myself, I can tell you I am a stubborn one, and I am one that is a quick to be a knee-jerk, oh no you don't kind of person. Belligerence is something that I am aspire to be sometimes, admittedly. So we don't want that route right now. So let's see what we've got here. Surrender. Okay. So this is beautiful because this is telling us we need to surrender to the universe in regards, or whomever you believe in, your higher divination, the universe, the spirits, your ancestors, the communion of saints, whatever it is you believe in. Surrender to that, okay, to kind of guide you, to take it all in, to put it all into perspective. Again, deep thought, okay? You want everything covered, all your bases, all your deep thoughts. Take in every aspect you can before you make any major decisions. Surrender to the idea that the mental conflict is too much for you. Yes, but that you've put up with it for this long. So getting out of it's doesn't need to be like this, okay? Because you want to get out of it and still come out on top, right? Simply getting out of it, but being in a hole is not helpful, right? Then you went through all of that mental conflict for what, right? To come out on the bottom? No thanks. So we want to surrender ourselves to, all guidance, right? Whatever you believe in, the guidance, people around you that you trust, guidance. Surrender to the guidance, to the thoughts, to, prayer, to whatever you believe in, that kind of stuff. Don't make rash judgments. Don't close your eyes and pull, the trigger and just boom, I'm out the door and I'm taking this and I'm taking that and you can have the rest and I don't care. And because it could bite you in the butt, you could end up with nothing, and that is not where you want to be. And I'm one of those people who speaks from experience because I can make some rash knee-jerk decisions, and that's the Aries in me. So don't do that, okay? You have the Hanged Man over here for a reason. You need to put definite, purposeful thought into it and surrender to all of those around you who will help you, give you guidance, anything you trust to guide you, lead you, believe. I don't care if you believe in signs. I don't care if you want to go outside and look for birds and that's what you believe in, bird signs. I don't care what it is. Surrender to those things in your thoughts, in your mind, whatever it takes to get you to the right place without just making a rash decision, okay? Now, Two of Pentacles. Let's get you a final advice card here to close you out. This is just a general advice card, and let's see what we've got for you. All right. What is has no bearing on what will be, okay? What does your ideal life look like and feel like? Okay, this is telling you everything you need to know, okay? Remember that whatever you decide, whether this is an emotional decision, a relationship decision, a family decision, a work decision, it is going to affect your finances, okay? You're going to have to make a decision. It's going to affect your finances, okay? So what you've got going on right now doesn't matter, okay? Again, this mental conflict, you can get out of it. We know you can get out of it. You are strong. You're so strong, as a matter of fact, that you're willing to jump right out of it, whereas a lot of people are scared, okay? Don't do that, but you are, okay? So we know that where you are now has no bearing on where you're going. You are going fantastic places. We know this. You can manifest exactly where you want to go, but you have to take the time to surrender to planning, deciding, choosing wisely, to put yourself on good financial ground, good emotional ground, okay? Because where you will want to be is where you can be. Right here, it's telling you what is has no bearing on what will be. Okay, what does your ideal life look like? You can make that happen, but you have to think it through before you make any decisions and then move forward with it, okay? So I think we both know, all know, collectively as Aries, we know we have to make this change. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, you've hit a brick wall going 90, okay? We've got to make that change. It's got to go. It's got to be done. It's too much strain on our mental health. And eventually, your mental health will start affecting your physical health, right? We don't need that. We don't want that. Forget that, okay? We can have anything we want, but we need to make sure we are doing it in a smart way, right? We are making good decisions, thoughtful decisions, decisions that are going to put us on safe, solid, comfortable ground so that we can move forward in a positive way. Okay? All right, so hopefully this was helpful to you. I wish you the best of luck in making those great decisions and getting to a much better place than where you are now, because where you are now has no bearing on where you're going. You're going somewhere great. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend and next week. And I hope you will hit that notification bell so we can see you for your love reading. Bye.